Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be doing a live solve of the Times Quick Cryptic number 2747, 2747 as you can see. And this is being published on the 6th of August 2024 and it's been set by Breadman. Now Breadman, I remember Breadman tends to go for a near pangram. He did actually do a pangram. Pangram is where you use all the letters of the alphabet, but quite often he or she, maybe a she, but the man, I'm going to say he, is kind of incomplete. There'll be one or two letters that aren't used, but quite often therefore you find X's, Q's, Z's, and I would expect those to appear in these areas here if it is going to be on that. So we'll be looking out for that. I think that's about all I've got to say. So I'm just going to reset the clock and then crack on. Scottish poet avoiding southern stream. Scottish poet, can't remember. Wordsworth is not Scottish. Robbie Burns. Burn, there we are. Burn. Burn is a stream, isn't it? Take off the S of Burns. Lift the Spanish woman before rocky outcrop. L, something L in there. Lift, raise L. Tour, could be a tour in there. Disregard wild region. Ooh, sounds like a double definition or an anagram of region, maybe. Ignore, it's an anagram of ignore. Three successive characters having fish. Pay. I think that's going to be a C, D, E kind of thing going on. D, E, F, probably D, E, F. Can't think. Writing material on king, revealing mental quirk. So that's ink, rink, kink, king on ink. So the ink. One enters bar and luxury hotel somewhere on French coast. One enters bar. Not sure. Jeremy, peripherally, traps wild cats. I think that's JY. Heading off danger. Jeopardy. Oh yeah, heading off. So leopard without an L. Oh, nice one. And we've got my J. So we've got the J and the K here now. Cry of enthusiasm hearing second part of Brotherly Pop Group. Brotherly Pop Group. Cry of enthusiasm hearing second part of Brotherly. Is that just an R? Pop group is a band. Not sure. Canadian regions mosque becomes partly apparent. Canadian regions. Ontario. Quebec. I mean, Quebec would be the most. There it is, Quebec hidden in there, and there's McHugh from On the Edge. Wearing struggle with wife is visible. Wearing struggle, is that an anagram of in? So with wife is visible. In view, I think. In vi is a struggle, and then W, there's W on the edge. Seafood artist knocked back in small harbour. Seafood source artist knocked back. So I think that's kind of Sar port. Can't think. Not too good on seafood sources at this point. Spindle left in fire. Spindle. Can't think what that is, but that's a pretty good start. Ooh, what's going in there? Quantity of paper around AGM complicated. So AGM, is that AGM? Quag. Oh, if I can spell that better, that'd be better. That looks like a quagmire. Complicated situation is a quagmire. There's McHugh. AGM, a choir of paper, yes. Release clipboard hound barking satisfactorily. Release clipped hound, release clipped hound barking satisfactorily. What the? Ugh, what's that? Some kind of dog? Release I would think unhook hound. Clipped hound is barking satisfactorily. I think that's okay. Release is to unhook. Release clipped. I think it's an anagram, isn't it, of unhook? Yes, that's an anagram of hound without the D on the end because it's a shortened clipped hound. It's a clipped hound, it's a short version of hound. H-O-U-N. Maybe stag recruits engineer and doctor for festive time. Can't quite fit Easter in there. Maybe stag. Maybe stag is that's either a party, a stag party, or it's a heart, deer something, isn't it? It's D. Recruits. Engineer is a December. Is that right? December, I think. That's a festive time. It's December. Deer. MB is a doctor, so I'm guessing CE for engineer. Not entirely sure about that. I don't know. Chartered engineer, maybe. Lift. The Spanish elevate, I think. Elevator. What's that? Eva. Eva Tor. There we go. QUD. Recognise Duke tournament player. Recognise seed. Blunder initially rolls boss. Blunder initially BA. Or is it RA? Stud. Stud is normally boss. Bass. Riles. Boss. Don't know. Shot, dram occasionally, that's often mixed with whiskey. I would have thought it was a tot, a shot. Dram occasionally, okay, so it's just SODA. So there's occasionally saying look at the alternate letters. 3 successive characters, having fish pay. 3 successive characters, oh, that would be DEF, def. Having fish pay is to defray, isn't it? I think that's defray, defray is a word, I'm not sure if that's correct. Fish is a ray. I'm going to take a chance that's going to be right. I'm not convinced, but I'm not sure what else I can put there. Blunder, Riles, boss. I'm not sure. Let's go back to the downs. Play with Act 1 terribly unorthodox. Oh, what's that? Play with Act 1. So that's play, act, and 1 as an anagram. Play. Don't know. Let's get some more letters on the board. Most of them reportedly circled English woodland tract. Most of them is THE. The reportedly circled the. Is that the something? I think that's the something. Posh British student in picture public or something. Generally known. I think that's public. Is that student is you? Alpha student. Posh is P, is it? No. UBL in pick. There we are. UBL. So U being up, which is an old phrase for posh. Cheery Jack. Round with medicine bottle. Cheery. Ew. Come back to that one. Asian River and meal each 50% off. So Ural, is that Ural? Yeah, I think so. That's taking off the first half of each. Persuade helmsman to grab key. Oh, persuade chap. Persuade is to cox, I think. Coax and cox. I've got my X in there as well. Oh, so yeah, pretty much the letters around the edges. I haven't got a W. Let's have a look at this one. Seafood source, artist knocked back, so I think that's an AR there or an AR there, in Small Harbour. What's that? I don't know. There's my W. So yeah, pretty much as predicted. Let's have a look. One enters bar and luxury hotel somewhere on the French coast. Oh. French 1. That's Biarritz, isn't it? Biarritz, there's my Z. Oh, what's this? Blunder is a gaffer. Gaff, yep. Gaff is a blunder and gaffer is the boss with an initially R for Riles. What's this? Any something? Act 1 terribly. Play. With Act 1 terribly unorthodox. Any time, anything, is it any? And where am I getting my Y from, if so? Unorthodox. Ooh, well, that's not got too bad, has it, really? Cheery is up. That was up. Jack, round, with medicine bottle. What's a medicine bottle? Vial, isn't it? I think. Vial? Let's put vial like that. trivial, invial. I'm not sure that is vial though. Medicine bottle, vial. See what's going on here again. Spindle left in fire. Spindle. It's not a cog, it's a cry of enthusiasm, hearing second part. Cry of enthusiasm, hearing second part of brotherly pop group. Could be Bros. It's the only brotherly pop group I can think of. Bros, apart from obviously the Righteous Brothers, but that's a bit long. 4-letter pop group as a band. I mean, is this the something? Most of them reportedly circled English Woodland Tract. I mean, the English Woodland Tract. In fact, most of them reportedly circled. Eek. What have we got? We've got J, K, Q, Z, W. There's an X. I've got an X. Got an X down there. I've got pretty much all the tough letters. A was B. B, C, D, E. Add an F somewhere. F, G, H, I, J, K, L. I've got an M. M, N, O. Was P. P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. Where's my Y? Y, Z. So we've got all the letters as a pangram. We know that much. Which doesn't help me because I don't know what's going in these other spaces now. What is this? Play with Act 1. So I'm going to have to write these down again. Act 1. Act. Play. I've got the I for 1, I think. And then I've got AY. And that leaves me ACTPL. ACTPL. ACT. Oh. ACTPL. Which none of them really A. It's not going to be double A, is it? It's atypical. There we are. Atypical. Oh no! Look at that word. Look at that word. Seafood sortist. Artist knocked back. So there's an RA in there somewhere. A small harbour. Golly. Seafood source. Artist knocked back in small harbour. So I think there's an S there to begin with. Small. Sour. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to figure that one out because salsa, is it salsa is a type of sauce as well as a dance, is it? Maybe. Golly, what's a marina? Marina's a type. Mariana, they are. Marinara? Marinara, I think, is... There's the RA backwards, I think. Marinara, I think, is the source. Food and drink is my decided black hole of knowledge. Lots of things I do know about. That isn't one of them. What's this? Most of them. I think that's the something. And then what? But I don't know that for certain. Cry of enthusiasm, hearings... Let's just take that for a second and think. Cry of enthusiasm, hearing second part of brotherly... So is that an R? Hearing, try. Hearing second part of brotherly pop group. I don't think there's enough letters there to... Or there's too many letters there to have a hidden word put in there. Hearing might be a sound like. Hearing, cry of enthusiasm is my... Gosh, my... What's going on here? Let's go back here. Cheery. Jack. Round. There's no in there. Jovial, I think that is. Jack. Jovial. Jovial. Okay, I'll go with that. Ah, interesting. Cry of enthusiasm. Joy. What's the cry of enthusiasm beginning with J? Got 2 J's. Oh, is there a chance this could be a double pangram? We've got double L. No, we've only got 1 Q. There's too many bits left to get to. What's this? A. Oh, spindle. There's an L in there. Fire. A light. In fire. spindle left, or is it spindle left like that? In fire. I just can't think what a spindle is. A spindle is, as in I know what it is, it's the middle part you wind cotton onto, you put things turn around them. Spindle, a cog. But I can't think of a word for it. What's here? Most of them reportedly circled English. There's English for E. Woodland tract, the... is it an English woodland tract or just a woodland tract? The pines. Cry of enthusiasm, creating, hearing second part of brotherly pop group. Brotherly pop group. Beach Boys. Joys. Seems a bit cry of enthusiasm. Joy. Hearing second part of brotherly pop group. I mean, if that was a Y for Joys, which I don't think it is, but if it was, what would that be? So I don't feel very comfortable about that being. But then what can this be anyway? With a cry of enthusiasm. Tally ho, cry of enthusiasm, J. Hearing second part of brotherly pop group. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we've got ZWY, BIKJ, LCL, XL, XLL, lots of CXLs, there's another one there. Oh. The only word I can think of is all, but I don't think all isn't really a spindle. Spindle left in fire. Fire is, if that's now, let's think of it that way. The reportedly circled English, most of them. The others, the rest, the rest, the majority, the... Let's go back to that being an E. Is that jeer? Cry of enthusiasm. Is it jeer? I mean, jeer isn't really enthusiasm, that's more of a booing kind of thing. You cheer. I'm thinking, yeah, so I'll put an A in case that's the something. Pop group. Jam. Jazz. Cry of enthusiasm. Hearing second part of brotherly. So second part brotherly is an R. Is it that simple? And then, in fact, cry of enthusiasm with hearing would make me think it's a sound like a cry of enthusiasm. Which, and then put the R there. G. Yeah, I suppose that can't be G, can it? I mean, G. Pop group isn't G though, is it? Let's be honest. Brotherly pop group. As I say, Bros is about the only brotherly pop group I can think of at this moment. Mainly because Bros is short for brothers. Most of them reportedly circled English woodland tract. The spindle left in fire. What is fire? Fire is rage, it's ire. There's no A's in that clue, so it can't be in a word, it can't be any kind of alternating letter. What is a spindle? Bobbin. I finally found a synonym for spindle, maybe. Spindle. Left in fire. What's fire beginning with A? Three-letter word for fire beginning with A. Why don't I do the sensible thing and just do some alphabet trawling? A W A Z A X fire. Ah, fire. Axle. There we are. Axle. That's what it is. A spindle is an axle. Yes, a thing can turn around. I think I said that. It's axle or XL. L in that. I think it's axe to fire that way. The what's this? The reportedly circled. The what is that? It's the I think it's the something. Just have to look at the clock there. I can bring that up now, can't I? So the time is at 20 minutes, which is normally where I feel like I've had enough. The reportedly most of them. Woodland Tract is the. I can't think of the New Forest, which is near me, and obviously nothing to do with a clue that short. And there's not many letters can go in there. If that is J E Z. Joe. Let's take out that for a minute. Maybe it isn't T. Maybe it isn't the. So I've been thinking all the time that most of them is the. Crying jaw. I'm hearing second part of brotherly pop group. Can only be a vowel in there, isn't it? Really. Jude. Hey Jude. Which isn't a pop group. It's a pop song. Jive. I mean, if you put a V there, it isn't going to happen, is it? There's lots of letters. I mean, there's lots of letters that can go here if you've got tap, tip, top, those sort of things. So, and then you can have ton, maybe, there's lots of things that can go there if you put a vowel there. So that doesn't really help me. Most of them reportedly circled the. So I think that's a D. The wheeled, the weld, the wheeled, the wood, the. Don't know. The. My brain's trying to remember how to spell field, which is definitely F-I-E. The stuff. Oh, I've probably gone zooming past that really. The wheeled, still on the wheeled. What's that? Still on the wild. What's that? The world in view. Wearing is struggle with wife. In view. Vi is to struggle. Wife is W. I've put W is visible is in view. Wearing in. I'm not sure why that's in actually. I don't want to think about it too hard now. But I'm pretty certain that's view. All told. Vi. Maybe that isn't a D then. I haven't really got a reason. I was putting D there because a circled is an N tense. The mealed, fjord. Woodland track. I can't think what a woodland tract is really. To cops, it's a. Hmm. Yeah, it's always a little bit disappointing to get to the end, towards the end of a crossword and then be stuck. But the nature of being half decent at crosswords is that the hard clues are always going to be the ones at the end. So you're always going to get stuck towards the end if you're going to get stuck. Um, I think the trouble here is I just don't have the cry of enthusiasm knowledge that the setter wants me to have. And I'm hoping it's not some phrase from the 50s. I don't know. Cry of enthusiasm is... I mean, I'm thinking like bravo is a cry of enthusiasm. Bravo! Olay! Hearing second part of brotherly pop group. I think it probably is just a word that's like bravo, olay, and then if I could think of a brotherly pop group beyond bros, it'd be their second name. Righteous Brothers doesn't count really. Brotherly being maybe brotherly's relating to monks. J-A-J-E. I mean, G is about the is about the closest I've come really. I don't like that because it doesn't really work overall. Jibe. Bee Gees, G's. There we are, double Z for G's. Is that right? So the Bee Gees, G's. Okay, I would spell that with a G. I think that's what it is. That's a the. Oh, flippin' heck. What is this last one then? The welly, the belly, the jelly. Most of them reported English woodland track. Oh, I think that's the Bee Gees, isn't it? That's who he's getting to, the G's. Yeah, and we've got a double Z. So we've got a bit of a double pangram. I don't think it's enough. 2Ks. I don't think it's enough. There's only one Q that I can think of. There's not Q going in there. Oh, there's two Qs. Yeah, there's two Qs. Oh, is it double pangram sort of on the tough letters, which means we might have another X somewhere. So double pangram would be two lots of every letter. We've got two U's, two S's, AA, B for Biarritz, B for Quebec, CC, D, not D, EE, FF, ooh, G, G, two H's, H one there, H there, I, J, J, where's K? K, yeah, L down here, M, N with another N somewhere, N, O, P, the, what's this, P, another P, Jeopardy. Okay, is there another, am I missing a P here somewhere? That's not a P. P, Q, I've seen the Q's, R's, R, there. Two S's, must be two S's, one there, and one there. Two T's, T, where's that, U, I mean, it doesn't guarantee that I'm going to be able to do it anyway, but U, two V's, V there. Is there another V somewhere? V there. There's a V missing. Let me just write it down. So I think there's a V missing. There's one W there. I'm sure I saw another W somewhere else as well. I mean, the thing is, as is always the case with Breadman, it doesn't guarantee that there is actually a pangram here. Well, there's a V there. And V up there. Okay, so I've got the V's. Have I got W's? There's one W there. I'm going to get to the end and go, oh, I've got two of everything anyway. Well, there's one X there, an X there, a Y there, and is there another Y somewhere? So I've got two Z's, got two X's. Not sure about Y. Oh, there's two Y's. Two Y's. I had two V's somewhere. Did I have two V's? I've forgotten where it was already. V. And V. W. Is there only one W? Is that the one I'm the world, the most of them were. Oh, so I think it's a W there, you know. W, which makes that the welly, the where, the wah. And if that's reportedly circled English, there's my E for English. We weld. I'm sure that's still on the wield. I think it's still on the wield, which is the walled, circled, yeah, still on the walled. There we are, let's go with that. Yes, get in! Oh, 29.58, gosh. Wow, and thank you for the double bang room. Oh, just great. I'm kind of excited by the fact that it's just scraping under 30 minutes. Not that it really matters, but yeah, wow. I think I said still on the world, or whatever it's called, still on the wield. Earlier, about 10 minutes before that, but I don't know how to spell it and had to kind of eke it out. Wow. Okay, wow, I'm so pleased with that actually, just because I dug in there and got those last 2 or 3 that took me good, well, it's over 10 minutes I think, so let's have a look at the clues. Let's begin with the crosses. So, Scottish poet is Rabbie Burns, which has an S on his name, but we're avoiding the S for southern, so take that off, gives you a burn, which is a Scottish stream. Lift. A lift is an elevator, and we've got the Spanish L. The Spanish is L in Spanish. The in Spanish is L. We've got Eva for a woman, and before a rocky outcrop is a tor. Disregard is to ignore, and we've got wild region, so an anagram of region is ignore. Oh, I'd forgotten about this one. 3 successive characters, D, E, F. Having a fish, which is a ray, and pay is to defray. I'd forgotten that. I don't know that defray means pay, but apparently it does. So. Pleased to get that one. Writing material is ink. On king is K, revealing a mental quirk. So mental quirk is a kink. Now in cryptic crosswords, when you've got the word on in an across clue, it means put that part after that part. I don't understand why. I can't think of an example why, but that's generally what happens with those. One enters bar, so we've got one, an I in bar, and luxury hotel is the Ritz, and somewhere on the French coast is Biarritz, or Biarritz, I don't know. Jeremy, peripherally, so we've got the J and Y of Germany. Trapping a wildcat, which is a leopard, but we need to take the L off of leopard to get to epid. So jeopardy, which is danger. Cry of enthusiasm. G's. Apparently that's. I would spell that with a G, so that doesn't help me particularly. And we're hearing the second part of Brotherly Pop Group, so we were looking for the Bee Gees. I mean that. I think at least 2 of them are now dead, unfortunately. So maybe even 3 of them. There were 4 brothers, although 3 in the Brotherly Pop Group, and Morris, Robin, Andy, and I can't remember the other one. Sorry, but anyway, I think 3 out of 4 of them are now dead, which tells you how long ago the Bee Gees were. Brotherly Pop Group were the Bee Gees, so that's spelled with a G-S. The Bee Gees, G-S, but we want to sound like that hearing, so G's. Canada's region, so Mosque becomes partly apparent, so there's Quebec hidden in there. Wearing struggle with wife is visible. Well, visible is in view. We've got struggle is Vi, and with wife is W, and wearing. I'm not sure why that is in exactly. Wearing struggle. I don't think there's an anagram of wearing. But in view. It's fairly clear, isn't it? So seafood source is marinara, and artist knocked back, so is RA for artist, someone from the Royal Academy, and then we've got a marina, a small harbour going around that. Spindle is an axle, so something that turns on, wheels turn on an axle, and a spindle is something that turns. and like a cog I suppose, and left in fire. So fire in this sense is you get axed from work, you get sacked, you get fired. Axle. Quantity of paper is a quire, Quire, and then we're around, literally around AGM, so there wasn't anything to, I think I tried to anagram that. And a complicated situation is a quagmire. Release is to unhook, and then clipped hound, so we want to take the first 4 letters of hound, discount the D, and then barking is okay, and unsatisfactorily. So barking is actually an anagram in just greater here, of houn, H-O-U-N, so U-N-H-O, and then satisfactorily is okay. Stick that on the end to get to release. Maybe stag, so stag is a deer, D-E-E-R. Recruiting, an engineer, C-E, I think that's chartered engineer, and doctor is an M-B. Can't tell you what that stands for, but that comes up quite a lot, so remember that one if you're trying these. Recognise is to see, and Duke is a D, and a tournament player is a seed. So you get seeded at Wimbledon or at the US Open or wherever. Blunder is a gaff, G-A-F-F-E, and initially Riles put the R on to get the boss, which is the gaffer. Shot, dram, occasionally. So if we go the first, third, fifth, and 7th letters of shot dram, we get S-O-D-A. So that's the occasional letters of that, and that's often mixed with whiskey, so soda is often mixed with whiskey. Play with Act 1, terribly unorthodox. So we've got an anagram of play, act, and then I for 1. And that gives us atypical, which is unorthodox. Most of them reportedly circled English woodland tract, so I'm just so kind of excited about having got this one really. So most of them it was, as I thought for a long time, the, and then reportedly circled, so walled is W-A-L-D, so definitely sound like a walled, put a wall around it, and English, put an E in there, or maybe it's the walled, circled English. So I'm slightly confused there because circled would be doing double timed if it's going around English. So maybe it's an English woodland tract and the stow on the walled. I think it's stow on the walled. I think that's how you say it. I think you say stow on the walled. That's the one place I can remember, which is up in Gloucestershire where I was for a while. So actually the E for English isn't anything to do with that. It's literally the clue is an English woodland tract, which is the walled. And it's walled is a sound like I've circled. So I wouldn't like that if I'm a foreign solver, I think. Posh is U for up. That's an old 50s phrase apparently. U for posh. B for British. Student is a learner, so an L. And put that in a picture, which is a pic. So you've been very generous to give us pic there. And generally known as public. Something's public. Cheery is jovial. Jack for J, or J for Jack. O for round. And O is round, obviously. And medicine bottle is a vial. Asian River is the Ural, and then we've got tall round meal, and each 50%. So we've got the UR and the AL, 50% of those words to get to the Ural. Persuade helmsman to grab key. So helmsman on a rowing boat. I've been watching some of that in the Olympics this past weekend. It's the Cox. And grabbing a key, so key, musical key of A, gives you coax, which is to persuade. And that's it. That's the lot. Wow. 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes, but really pleased to finish that, given my trials and tribulations in this area. Pleased to dig that one out, because I felt like I was going to have to quit at about 20 minutes, but managed to dig it out there. So thank you for watching. If you've got any comments, then leave them down there. Thank you for watching.